One of the things I find most amusing about Republicans is the fact that they are just blatant, open, public hypocrites. There is no shame in their game, I guess. There is not a single one of them that possesses any dignity or shamelessness whatsoever at all. They cannot be embarrassed. You cannot influence a Republican to act correctly through shame because they don't possess that gene, I guess, whatever. And that is more stark right now relative to the 14th Amendment, and Donald Trump thinks that he can just turn it off through executive order, that he can amend the Constitution of the United States. I mean, we shouldn't be surprised that Donald Trump tries this because he wants to terminate the Constitution, that he said in his Truth Social post, that a fraud like this grants him the power to cancel all rules, regulations, and articles up to and including the Constitution of the United States to which he rose his right hand and swore an oath to. And Republicans are here for it, especially where it relates to abusing brown people, especially where it relates to citizenship and making this country far more white than it currently is, because that's the goal. This is the 14th Amendment, as stated in the United States Constitution, a document to which I did swear an oath, and I actually do take seriously. Just like, look, all the amendments are important. I'm even, like, people like, I'm a big Second Amendment guy. Well, so am I. It's the Constitution. Absolutely. That the Second Amendment is not free from restriction. There's no absolute freedom of speech. There's no absolute freedom to bear arms. You can't own a bazooka, dipshits. So this is the 14th Amendment. All persons born, let me read it this way. All persons, just the words of the Constitution, the textualists, you just read it and it tells you what it says. That's the view for generations of conservatives. All persons born or naturalized in the United States. All persons born in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States and of the state wherein they reside. No state shall make or enforce any law which shall abridge the privileges or immunities of citizens of the United States, nor shall any state deprive any person of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, nor deny to any person within its jurisdiction the equal protection of the laws. That's the Section 1 of the 14th Amendment. All persons, all persons born in the United States, all their citizens, all of them. If you don't like it, change the amendment. Isn't that what they say? If you don't like the Second Amendment, change it. Propose an amendment. Let's have the 28th Amendment to the Constitution, y'all. That's what they say. Well, if you don't like the 14th Amendment, Donald Trump and conservatives, change it. Alter the Constitution, because you can't do it through executive order. Donald Trump's executive order, we'll just throw the first and a couple of pages here while I'm talking. We'll throw them on screen so you can, if you want to, pause and read some of the nonsense here. But this is what they propose. Donald Trump is so stupid, and Republicans are so mesmerized by his authority that they believe that they can amend the Constitution through executive order. The thing that Obama was roundly criticized by Republicans for. He thinks he's a king. You can't rule through executive order. They said the same thing about Joe Biden, even though Donald Trump does the exact same thing with executive orders, except this time he's taken it to the next level, attempting to amend the Constitution. And it's not just Donald Trump trying to do it. Here is Brian Babin. He's a congressman, I believe from Texas. This is a tweet from him. I just introduced the Birthright Citizenship Act. This will build on President Trump's executive order and codify these critical reforms into law. It's time to end the exploitation of loopholes in our immigration system. So he believes that you can write a law nullifying an amendment to the United States Constitution. If that were the case, why have we not seen the Second Amendment be done away with through executive order? Why? So let's go the other way with it. So if Donald Trump also wanted to say, the Third Amendment is no longer valid, troops can now be quartered in your house. When ICE comes to your town to round up undocumented immigrants and deport them in mass deportation in a Nazi-like 1930s type of event, they can stay in your guest room. And there's nothing you can do about it because Donald Trump signed an executive order nullifying the Third Amendment of the Constitution. Is that the way it works? Because this is how they're acting like it works. I'm going to read this headline from the New York Times and 3 paragraphs from it. 22 states sue to stop Trump's birthright citizenship order. The lawsuit to block the president's executive order is the first salvo in what is likely to be a long-running legal fight over immigration policy. Attorneys, here's the other thing. Shouldn't there be something in the headline, New York Times, that it's unconstitutional, you can't amend the Constitution by executive order? Shouldn't you put something like that in there? Shouldn't you also maybe address the fact that people in Congress can't just write legislation to piggyback on the executive order as though that does something to nullify the Constitution itself? Just a thought, New York Times. Attorneys general from 22 states sued President Trump in 2 federal district courts on Tuesday to block an executive order that refuses to recognize the U.S.-born children of unauthorized immigrants as citizens. The opening salvo in what promises to be a long legal battle over the Trump administration's immigration policies. 18 states and 2 cities, San Francisco and Washington, D.C., challenged the order in federal district court in Massachusetts, arguing that birthright citizenship under the 14th Amendment is automatic and that neither the president nor Congress has the constitutional authority to revise it. 4 other states filed a second lawsuit in the Western District of Washington. Mr. Trump's attempt to limit birthright citizenship was, quote, extraordinary and extreme, said New Jersey's Attorney General Matthew J. Platkin, who led one of the legal efforts along with attorneys general from California and Massachusetts. Quote, presidents are powerful, he said, but he is not a king. He cannot rewrite the Constitution with the stroke of a pen. Tell that to MAGA. Because I don't care how many words your executive order is, Donald Trump, nothing trumps the 14th Amendment of the Constitution of the United States of America that was duly ratified by all the requisite requirements of the 3/4 of the states and the majority votes in the House and the Senate and the signing by the president. All of the things took place. It is the law of the land. It's the foundational principles of the country, the Constitution. And it can't be done away with because you're a racist dipshit with a pen and executive order power. Again, all persons born in the United States are citizens of the United States and of the state where they reside. All persons born. So unless you're going to take your Nazi nonsense to the next level and next claim, well, they're not people, and dehumanize them more than you already do. I mean, this is just plain to see what's happening here. Anyway, what do you think? I would love to know. If there's somebody out there who disagrees, please come at me. Please explain to me how all persons born in the United States are not citizens when it's plain language. Originalists, textualists. Call the voicemail line, 714-576-4054. Of course, you can email me as always, daily@dollemore.com. You can comment below. If you're not subscribed, subscribe if I bring you value. If I don't, there's other people out there you can subscribe to and support. But if I am that guy, make sure you're subscribed, get all the videos. Follow me on social media. I'm at Dollemore everywhere. I'd love to see you there. And I'm going to go take a nap. Be genuine. Take care of one another.